Hello, my name is Brad Kazubski, and today I'd like to talk about an informal assessment strategy known as the Muddiest point. What is the Muddiest point? The Muddiest point is when students write down a quick response to the question, what is the muddiest point in blank? Blank being in a lecture, a video, assignment, or whatever material your course covered that day. The muddiest point is the most confusing or the least clear part of that material. This assessment strategy is done at the end of the class, in a lecture, video, assignment, etc. And it's really quite easy to implement. You hand out some pre-made cards at the end of the lecture, video, etc. And then you have your students write a response to what is the muddiest point. You collect those cards, review them, and decide which muddy points you'd like to respond to. The muddiest point ends up being a simple and quick way to check your students' understanding of course material. And it also helps the students determine where they need to spend more time studying. It also allows your students to reflect on the course material, which can be a powerful study aid. And from those muddy points, the instructors can determine what points in the course need more clarification. Providing feedback on the muddiest point. So after you receive the cards back, review them and determine what muddy points need to be addressed. These can be addressed in multiple different ways. The idea is to get the feedback to the students fairly quickly. One way to address it is to review those muddiest points at the beginning of the next class. Just be aware you don't spend too much time on a muddy point and start eating time away from your next lecture. You could create a response and send those muddy points responses out by email or Google. Or you could provide handouts that clarify those muddy points. And then from those muddy point feedbacks, the instructor can then review the course content and adjust as required. Where do you use the muddiest point? It works well in subjects that have a lot of information. Mathematics, sciences, the trades, etc. It does work well with large classes. It allows you to get a lot of feedback in a very short amount of time. Just remember the muddiest point is very flexible, and there are many different ways to implement it. Another reason that makes this a great assessment tool. Some best practices with the muddiest point. Have the cards or paper that you're going to hand out to the students ready before the beginning of class. And take some time to explain to the students what is meant by muddiest. Let the students know that this is an anonymous exercise. Let the students know before the start of the lecture or the video that the muddiest point will be used. Be aware you don't overuse this assessment strategy. And let the students know that not all the muddiest points will be addressed. And remember not to spend too much time reviewing the muddiest point if you're doing it in the next class. Some advantages of the muddiest point. Quick and simple. It's very easy to use, and it can be used with minimal changes to your course's syllabus. It also gives a voice to hesitant students. I think this is a very important aspect of the muddiest point. For the students who are afraid to raise their hand or come talk to you after class, this is another way that they can get clarification on something that they don't understand. It also allows the students to reflect on the course content, which again is a great way for students to help students understand this content. The muddiest point ends up being more effective than questioning the students for instructors. And then again, it helps instructors assess the areas of student difficulty in their course. Some disadvantages of muddiest point. It can be negative to focus only on the points that are not understood. This negativity can extend both to the instructor and to the student, so just be aware of that when using the muddiest point. And also, it can be disappointing for an instructor when, after spending all that time on material, that a student still doesn't understand a concept. That's another disadvantage for the instructor to be aware of. And also, it can be overused. And be aware that there is a little bit of a learning curve with the muddiest point, and it may take some students a bit of time to learn how to use it correctly. Some other ideas. Ask students what can be done to clear up those muddiest points. Get them involved with the learning process. You could pass out cards with a 2-column response. Muddiest point on one side, clearest point on the other. You could ask what's the most surprising point, or what's the most important point. There's multiple ways to use the muddiest point, and that's why it's such a great assessment strategy. In conclusion, Muddiest point is simple, quick, and very efficient as far as an assessment strategy, and it should work well in your class. Thank you. My name is Brad Kazubski, and I hope you enjoyed my video.